Hi, and welcome back to another episode here at JT Fitness. This is episode number 6, and today with me I have Steph. Steph jumped on board our program just over 4 weeks ago on the Shift and Reshape Challenge. Steph already had a great understanding of nutrition and training, but plateaued in terms of results over the last few months and wanted to take things to the next level. We structured things out more for her, and over the first 28 days, managed to make a bigger increase and lose an extra 3 kilos, which is brilliant. So I'm going to let Steph tell a little bit more about her story now. So Steph, firstly, where were you two then before starting the 28-day challenge?
So before starting, I was pretty active, but it was like you mentioned, I'd kind of plateaued and I definitely needed that extra push to take it to the next level, really lose some weight and see how far I could push myself. So I would say I was working out, but it just kind of wasn't as consistent as I wanted it to be. And so after the 28-day challenge, I feel like I've really pushed myself into the level of consistency and motivation and really trying to take it to the next level of pushing myself much harder than I was before.
Great. So now I remember when we spoke, you said obviously because you plateaued with some form of results, you would then find it hard to keep momentum of your training, right? Even if things were reasonably structured, some weeks you wasn't going as much just solely on the basis that you wasn't getting results anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think, when you work out and you're expected to see results and you're not, you lose motivation. And so I think seeing the results from this definitely motivated me a lot more to push myself harder than what I
Brilliant.
was doing.
Okay, so really for you over the first 28 days, what was one of the biggest changes that you noticed?
I think definitely my energy levels. One of my big goals that I achieved, specifically in week 1, when you were having us really kind of just eat clean and detox, was cutting bread out. I love bread. That's like my kryptonite. And I find that every time I eat bread, I'm super tired. I need a nap. I'm just like exhausted. And so having cut that out and then was working out and just the energy level, I think was amazing. And I found that my stomach size just like shrank because I think I get really bloated from gluten. So I think just immediately cutting out bread in the first week was a massive change. And then after that, it just kind of slendered down and I felt more energy and making sure I was drinking enough water and just being much more aware of what's going in my body and the input and output of the food versus the working out and, where to be to find those results.
Great. So, I mean, obviously, one thing I mentioned to you guys even to start with is really like making you guys to understand, like to be aware of things, but also give you guys an understanding why you're doing things rather than telling you. Obviously, that was quite an important thing for me. And I think that's one thing that you managed to adapt with quite well and get good understanding quickly. So that's
Hmm.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Um, so
absolutely.
then, so then the next thing now, like previously, what have you tried before? Obviously, I know for you, compared to some ladies here, you had a lot of structure already in your training. But
Hmm.
as things plateau, was there anything you really tried before jumping on board here to try your best to keep moving forward?
I've never done a personal trainer. I think the most like intense I went was I did a 30-day yoga challenge where I did yoga every day for 30 days. And that was great. Um, I wasn't able to keep it consistently. And I think that's the biggest thing I wanted to get out of the 28-day challenge was the longevity of the lifestyle changes versus it being like, okay, I'm just going to do this for this month, push myself, and then that's it.
Excellent.
Um, yeah, so I think I did a lot of yoga and I did see changes in that, but it wasn't a longevity thing. And I think out of this, that's kind of much more what I got out of it was a little bit more of a lifestyle switch, and just, recognizing the output versus input as we talked about and being consistent and taking it much further than just a month on a
Great, really.
challenge.
So for you as well, sort of that, consider, like you said, like lifestyle switch, but also a bit of a mindset switch there as well, really.
Exactly. Yeah,
Brilliant.
because yeah, I just started feeling so good during this. And I think just focusing on you and just yourself and what you want to get out of it is a total mind shift.
Great.
Mm.
So then, like next up, then, what do you think out of the sort of whole program, all the systems we had in place over the first 28 days? What do you think helped you the most?
Definitely the group meetups, like the fact that we had to pick these days where you were expecting us to show up, especially like when the classes were booked out, like I felt like I was almost in a sense letting people down if I didn't go. Cause there were definitely some days where I was like, oh God, I do not want to go work out right now. But I was like, Jacob's expecting me there, and I feel like some of these other women are expecting me there. And if I don't show up, I'm not only going to let myself down, but everybody else. And so that was really the motivation I needed, was that group support. And that was massive. And then I think also the online support that we were doing, those group chats. And just, I think the biggest thing was the accountability part of it, because when it's just on your own, like if you don't go, you're just kind of letting yourself down, which is like, but I think when it feels like you're letting other people down, you're definitely getting that, I don't know, just the accountability with you was a big thing for me. And I think that was really important.
Well, yeah?
What's that?
That pressure really sort of helped you as well, yeah?
I think so. And I think it was the support group. I think that was a massive thing that I think was really helpful in this process.
Brilliant. Okay then, so finally, what sort of advice would you give yourself now, knowing what you know now, if you went back, say 2 or 3 months down the line?
I think the biggest thing is, especially when you're feeling like you don't want to do it, to just do it, because you're always going to feel better after a workout. And so many times in the past, I've just been like, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to do it, or I'm just not going to go. And knowing now what kind of energy levels I got out of it, the mental state I was in, and just feeling so much better, to just push past that, level of like, I don't want to do it, and just do it, and knowing that you're going to feel good from it.
Great. Okay, so thank you for jumping on board, Steph. So there we go. There is Steph and her story over the first 28 days. Steph, like I said, already very active in terms of the gym and had a good understanding, and someone that we could say has been going to the gym now for a fair while, and very, very active, but plateaued with results. Still managed to move forward and push an extra 3 kilos down over the 28-day period. So well done, Steph.
Thanks, Jacob. Thank you.